start each day right by your side. I know it's been a long wait for us to finally start our lives together forever, chasing Jesus hand in hand, sooner than someday.
What's up?
Hey!
We're back on another podcast.
Another podcast. Woohoo!
Woohoo, episode 6.
Episode 6. If you haven't yet, check out all of our other episodes. We got some really good ones.
They're fun, and we think they're getting better as they go on.
Oh, gosh, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Well, now that you all have been so encouraged
Yeah.
welcome to episode 6 of the Sooner Than Someday podcast.
Welcome. I'm Karis,
I'm Jeremiah.
and this is... Did you already say the podcast
The
name?
Sooner Than Someday podcast.
I'm so not ready. It's been a while since we've recorded an episode.
Yeah, it has been. Yeah, we just talk about life, marriage, random
Life.
stuff.
Yeah.
So
Random stuff.
random stuff. Is that our segue?
No.
No? Okay. Dang it. Okay, where are we starting then?
I was going to ask how you are.
Oh.
What's new?
I'm doing good. I mean, you know what's new. You're my wife,
They don't.
pretty much. Oh, okay. All right.
I don't
so
know what's
you want me
new.
to tell them what's new? Okay. I am recently off of a cold, which feels great to be done with.
Yeah, you don't sound stuffy anymore, so that's nice.
Yeah. That's always good. I
Yeah.
like being able to breathe.
Yeah.
What else is new? Lots on the radar, on the docket for Dead Set Saints.
Yes.
Coming up.
Been very
So-
busy with that.
Represent.
Represent. Represent Nashville.
Yeah, and so we got a show coming up April 27th.
7th?
Yes.
Are we announcing that on the podcast
Oh, I'm sure by the time this is out, it'll be announced.
next week?
Yeah.
Okay. If you're not following Dead Set Saints on Instagram or Facebook, highly would recommend so that you know when shows are and you know when new music is coming out, because there's going to be a lot of new stuff
Yeah,
happening soon.
this summer is going to be jam-packed with Dead Set Saints
Yeah.
stuff. New music,
So go follow.
some shows. Yeah. So April 27th, Holy Grounds Cafe in Littleton, Colorado. Be there. It's going to be awesome.
Be there, be square.
Be there or be square. We're not incentivizing.
Because you're not around.
Yes. We're not incentivizing people to be square.
You're a square.
Not around.
What an insult. Cool.
Cool. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah. What's new with you?
Oh, not really anything. Yeah, I'm just chilling, helping with Dead Set Saint stuff, and enjoying the lovely snow.
Yeah. It's snowing again. The last time we recorded, it was snowing too, wasn't
Oh, it's not snowing right now.
Well,
it
it-
snowed 2 days ago,
it? Yeah.
like
It dumped on us,
16
though.
inches.
Yeah. That was nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Cool.
Anyways, do you want to go into a random topic?
Okay. Yeah. Let's segue into a random topic. It was
Segue.
harder into... It was harder to find one this week than it was last time. But I got a couple good ones, and I think I'm going to continue with the bird theme.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. So this one's just a headline. Unfortunately, I don't have any context. But it says, a zoo has separated 5 parrots after the birds were caught encouraging each other to swear at guests. I feel like there's more to this story. Like,
Yeah.
where did they learn this?
Yeah.
And it was probably someone...
Yeah, because the birds wouldn't have learned that on their own. Like, it would have
I suppose
had
they
to
could
been...
have. Some guest could have just been having a crap day at the
Well,
zoo.
yeah, I guess could have done that, or like an employee or
but like
something.
on accident.
Yeah, and then it's like you gotta be careful what you say around a toddler. I guess same thing.
Same thing goes for parrots.
Fascinating.
I think it would be a lot of fun to have a parrot as a pet.
No, I don't want a parrot. That thing would be so annoying.
It would be so sassy. It'd be like having R2-D2 around. But as a bird,
No.
you'd just be able to understand what he's saying.
Yeah. That's funny though. They had to like separate them. Like kids in a classroom, you got to separate them because they're encouraging each other to be bad.
What does separate mean? Like, I assume there's one parrot enclosure. I guess
Maybe
that's not
not.
true.
Could have shipped them off to other zoos.
Yeah, they
too.
could have just completely separated them forever.
That's funny though. Like, just imagine like a kid walking up to see the parrots, and like a parrot just like drops an F-bomb, and the parents are like, "What an interesting trip to the zoo that would be." That's funny.
No, kids. Remember that the parrots are cool, but don't repeat what the parrots say.
That's very interesting.
Random
very
topic.
random too.
Yeah.
I like your bird theme. Mm-hmm. Do you like birds or something?
I looked through a lot of stories
Yeah.
to try and find. Some of them were funny, but like inappropriate. And
Yeah, we're not an inappropriate podcast. This
Yeah.
is kid friendly.
that's what the little E next to our podcast means for everyone.
We're You're an idiot. That's what all those songs are too, huh?
Yeah. mhm.
You for everyone.
For everyone.
So I asked how you're doing,
Uh-huh.
but also, how are you doing spiritually? What is God teaching you?
What's God teaching me right now? Action, living in the reality of His salvation and grace. I mean, we've had a lot of, we had a men's conference at our church a month or so ago, and that was really cool and really hypes you up and, calls you to action. Now it's like, you've been back in the normal rhythm of life for a while, and you're like, okay, what am I supposed to be doing, and how do I keep this going? So asking God for next steps of practical obedience to Him. So there's the being in the Word and being in prayer that you try and that you need to keep a baseline of your daily life going. And then you don't give that up, and I need to make sure that I'm not doing that. And then in the meantime, in your prayer life, you're asking God, what exactly do you want me to be doing right now? And that doesn't have to be a massive 5-year vision. It
Yeah.
can be a next step within the hour or just one thing. So, recently the one that I felt God was calling me to do was audition for worship team.
Yeah.
So I did that and got on, which was great. But I didn't feel like there was anything necessarily significantly profound about that. It's just I want to be active in service for God
Yeah.
and not stagnant. And so I was like, well, we've been going to this new church for a while, and I've enjoyed just being there on Sunday mornings with you and not having to worry about it. But that's also how I've served in churches, and that's how I know how to serve. And
You got a good gift for it too.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's interesting how like sometimes when I think of like praying and asking God where He wants you, it usually is how am I supposed to be living my life like in the next couple of years? Like, am I supposed to go drop everything and mission
Right.
in Africa or something?
That's
like,
where everyone takes
you
it.
usually think it's going to be some like big revelation about your life, but I guess it doesn't always have to be. It can just be like,
Yeah.
this is like what you should be doing. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely make sure, like I was saying, you have your prayer and your time in the Word standard in your life. And then you live holy to the best of your ability, and you repent of your sins when you need to, and but then as far as your greater purpose goes, I mean, He very well may give you a 5-year vision,
Yeah.
but it's like I think they were saying in church, your word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. It's not a highway with 20-foot poles on either side and
Yeah.
lights shooting down, but it's the next step, regardless of the knowing the why behind it. You're like, hey, I trust God, so if I believe this is where He wants me to put my foot, that's where I'll put it. And then once you take that step, now you've brought the light onto the next one. So it's almost like, you don't go anywhere without taking steps.
Yeah.
So,
I like that.
yeah.
God is teaching you. Very good.
So yeah, you get a lifestyle of constantly asking for what the next step is. So,
Yeah.
and then right now I feel like Dead Set Saints has so much going on. It's like I almost don't need to ask. I mean, not that you should ever stop asking. It's just
Yeah.
like,
Sometimes it's more clear than
Yeah.
others. I guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's really hard is like the split second moment ones where you're like, where you feel like God's like telling you to go talk to somebody or something. Those ones are completely out of my character. So,
Same here. Cool. Yeah, I don't really have anything specific that God is teaching me lately. I've just been really trying to be praying more and be in the Word more, which some days are better than others.
yeah.
Just enjoying church and what our pastor has to teach us, and I feel like it's been really good.
It's been a lot about practical next steps. Been going through Nehemiah.
There's a lot of points. I can't remember what last week was.
Last week,
Entirely.
he went through.
Oh, how to keep moving forward.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because the passage was a list of names and what they accomplished in the process of rebuilding the wall. And he was talking about like how, on the surface it looks kind of boring. But one of the points was like, it was encouraging people to champion anonymity before men, but accountability before God. And so it was like, if you're sold out for serving God, A, you're not taking credit for it on earth, but B, all those people who helped with the wall, their names were listed out in the Bible, in the story of rebuilding the wall for Jerusalem.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I gotta go back through my notes on that one. There was a lot.
There was a lot of notes,
Yeah.
a lot of points, but it was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's take another segue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry,
That sounds
my
like a lot of
brain
fun
just,
right now.
like,
Have you,
stopped working.
have you ever actually ridden a Segway?
No.
It's kind of like a hoverboard.
Yeah, I've ridden a hoverboard, which is like a Segway without
The handles, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've never ridden a hoverboard.
I've never. I have.
Have you?
I have.
I thought you were too heavy for all of
I
them.
am.
Oh.
Yeah. You do it inside in like a carpeted gym. It was like a youth group thing that I did that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Anywho,
I didn't break it.
that was not the segue I wanted to take. We have been married for over 3 years now.
Yep.
And
Now
we've
we're
done-
experts.
We're experts. No. That's not this one. We've already done what? Advice and marriage. We've talked about how we met, how we got engaged, but we haven't talked about our wedding, which was very crazy.
It was crazy. Not the wedding itself, but planning it.
Planning it.
Which is typical for weddings.
Yeah.
is what I've heard.
Yeah. Ours was very different, though. So I thought we could talk about it. Yeah, and just
Yeah.
our wedding day. And
How far back do you want to start?
so we got engaged end of August of 2020.
Which
And
was
our wedding was beginning of January 21. So just about 5 months-ish.
so a short
Very short
engagement.
engagement. And we were planning it during COVID.
Yep.
Right
I was
in the smack middle of it.
trying not to care about the lockdowns and crap.
Yeah. So that was difficult. Yeah.
Yeah, there was that going on. I'm trying to think the stage of life we were in. I was newer at my job, and like, I remember like every paycheck was like, "Oh, that's for the wedding."
Yeah. Yeah. We were trying to do a wedding on a budget.
Had a lot of help though.
A lot of help from both of our parents, which was very helpful, but we were DIYing a lot of decorations and just trying to find cheap ways. So like we went to Hobby Lobby a lot.
Yep.
Thankfully, we knew some people who could do things like photography and floral arrangements.
Yeah.
Your aunt does
She's really good at
floral,
that.
And so she did all of our flowers, which was really nice. They
Yeah.
looked beautiful.
I mean, let's see, the working through the whole COVID aspect of it, like, so they had like a ballroom available, which was huge and beautiful and lovely, but like depending on, I think the state like was doing like this color coded emergency level at the time
Yes.
by county.
Yeah,
And so-
during the holiday season.
Yeah.
They did that.
And so they were like, like if your county is a code orange, you can have gatherings of so many people.
Like
and if
100 or less.
yeah, like
At
with
least
social
that,
distancing
yeah,
or
that's
something
what
like
our
that.
venue was.
Yeah. And so we were like dealing with this whole thing right up to the day of the wedding. And we didn't know if we were going to be in this one big, beautiful ballroom, if we were going to be in a cut in half ballroom because there was another event going on, or if we were going to be pushed outside.
Yeah, there was like a hut type thing that was,
It was like a gazebo
outdoor.
pavilion.
but it
but it
was
was
basically
small.
inside. Like, it was indoors because there were walls, there were windows, there were doors. They just considered it outside because the doors could, like, be opened up. But
It was like, those plastic doors.
Yeah.
Like a party tent.
But yeah, it was very small. It wasn't as pretty as we were wanting it, and like there would just be not much space to do anything.
Yeah.
And also, we're planning it for beginning of January, so it was
It's
like
cold out.
cold winter wedding. Which I wanted a winter wedding, but I
Right.
didn't want a winter wedding outside.
Yeah.
So that was really crazy, and we're like, we were even going back and forth of, do we just do like a low type thing like on the day of, and like do like a ceremony type thing, like
Later.
reception later,
Yeah.
or do we even do it at the place? Because like we couldn't get a refund
Right.
at our venue at that point.
Yeah.
Which was dumb because with all, like, I understand with it being that close to the wedding, you can't get a refund usually, but under the circumstances, they're like, you might not be able to do what you actually want to do.
I remember they had us like consider like the ceremony itself was going to be limited way less than our guest
Yeah.
list.
Just like family,
Yeah.
immediate family.
Yeah. And then the reception was going to go into the ballroom and be bigger and
Yeah.
whatnot. But
So it was very crazy.
yeah.
But then,
Thankfully, then that color code.
the day before the wedding,
Yeah.
it lifted.
And we were able to do whatever the heck we wanted.
Yeah.
We had the big ballroom.
Yeah, so originally we had paid just for the half of it because it was the cheapest, and we're like, we don't need to reserve the full one. But because it was in the middle of the week in January, no one else is having events there, and so we were able to open up the entire thing, which was big, gorgeous, amazing light,
Yep.
like light fixtures, the staircase.
Chandeliers
Yeah.
and whatnot.
So it was really nice. We had like a reception area and then a ceremony area. And
Yeah.
it really worked out well. It was very stressful
Yeah.
before, but then God really made it
It
all
worked
work.
it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny how that happens when you have all this stress happen and it ends up not even being something you needed to worry about.
Yeah. Yeah. That's such a thing I
It's so
need to
common.
remember. Like, stop stressing about it because God's going to make it work out.
Yeah.
Like, He's got it all under
Yeah.
control.
I think my mom was telling a story about.
Yeah.
Oh no, she wanted. She was booking some hotel for this weekend, and she was trying to get another night,
Like earlier.
earlier, and it was just like the website wasn't working, it was just blocking her, just completely
working.
shutting her down, and then it ended up dumping snow on us, and the highway was closed, and she couldn't
Yeah.
get there in time, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was just saying that. Love you, mom.
Yeah. 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 So the lead up to the wedding was very stressful, but
The day of was just about perfect.
it really was. Like, that was probably the smoothest wedding we could have hoped for.
Yeah.
Just how well everything worked out.
You know, and thinking back on it too, I got to shout out our DJ. Oh, what was his name was Matt.
I can't
Performance DJ Services or something like that. But he, like, when we sat and met with him, he like asked all these questions. Was like, have you guys considered this? Do you have a plan for this? And it was like, on the one hand, it was like, oh my gosh, no. But on the other hand, he was like, I'll take care of it. And he like really like he ran the night. He kept the whole thing moving.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. And,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, neither of us really, like, I had never been in a wedding. The last time I had been to a wedding even was when I was young. And I'm, like, the first of the kids in my family to get married. And so, like,
just new experience for
none
you.
of us on my side really knew what we were doing. Like, what to do during the reception. He was like, here's some games. Like, here's, like, the bouquet toss or like things like that you can do. I'm like, oh yeah, like I totally forgot about all that stuff.
It's all this classic wedding stuff.
Yeah.
No, he did a good job of just making it a good, unstressful time.
DJing and
emceeing. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so the day of the wedding I feel like went pretty smoothly, but did you have any like stressful moments or like
Not in like the same way, because I had no idea what to do the day of the wedding. I woke up in my hotel room by myself, and I didn't have a call time until like 2:00 or something like that.
Yeah.
And like I kind of just like paced for a little bit. Like, you know, we had brought like the Xbox up to the room, and we were all playing it the night before, you know, doing Jackbox and having fun and whatnot. And I was like, I have free time, you know, I'm in a hotel, I could be enjoying this, but like the weight of the day was just on me, and I was like
you should be doing something.
I was like, I'm at least gonna pray or something. And so I was like pacing, and I don't remember what actually got me out of my room. I think Matt and Gabe came to rehearse the song, and then we got lunch and started getting ready.
That's so funny how like chill your morning was. 'Cause so we like each got separate rooms for the night before the wedding.
Right.
And I had all of the bridesmaids stay in my room with me, which was really fun.
All my groomsmen were married.
Yeah, that is
They
true.
stayed in with their wives.
Well, like we woke up at like, I don't know, 7, 8, something like that. There was a Starbucks just right across the street. So we like walked over to get Starbucks, and then we got ready right away. Like my cousins came to do my hair. And we were doing makeup, hair, all the things. So like it was crazy how long it took for everyone to just get ready. And like we're like all rushing around trying to make sure we're all good, and I had no idea you were just like chilling in your hotel room. It's crazy. And then, so one little stressful moment I did have. This was like the only like thing that like went wrong, and I was like, oh my gosh. But I had these Converse that I bedazzled like the toes of, because I don't wear heels. I like flat-footed shoes. And so I bedazzled them, put like gems on with super glue or hot glue or something like that. Somehow, I think I might have stepped on them by accident, and all the bedazzlements came off the shoes. And it just looked horrible because there was like leftover glue on there, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't have extra like bedazzlements, I don't have glue, like what are we gonna do? And then thankfully my maid of honor, Casey, her mom was coming to check on us, and we're like, okay, we need like super glue, we need like gems. And so she went to Michael's really fast, came back with all that, and then my mom like fixed the shoes, and she's like sitting there with her like reading glasses and like tweezers, just like meticulously putting these little tiny gems back on my shoe to make them pretty.
What point in the day was this?
Probably closer to when we needed to leave. Like
Just close enough to be stressful.
yes. I'm like, oh my gosh, my shoes. So that was a little crazy, but we got them all bedazzled again, and thanks, Mom, for that. Oh man, it was crazy. But like in the middle of like having to get ready, having to like make sure you're like calm and like all that. My cousin, she was doing the photos, and so she's like, okay, like let's look good, let's do some pictures while we're getting ready. And so you're like having to pose for this, and so that's just making the time like so much longer. It was crazy trying to get ready.
It sounds like your day was a lot different than mine.
Yeah. But then, I mean, that was the only thing that kind of went wrong, and it even got fixed. Once we got to the venue, we did pictures, and it wasn't snowy, which I was kind of bummed about. But,
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't freezing, and so it wasn't too bad doing pictures outside.
Yeah.
Pictures, and then we had a little bit before the ceremony started that we hung out in our rooms, or dressing rooms. Yeah, that's the word.
Oh, yeah. Hmm.
We had like little snacks in there to eat something beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it went really good.
And then we got started.
Yeah, once we got started, I was like, all right, here we go.
Yeah.
And
I
it
mean,
just flew past.
Nothing went wrong.
by.
The typical bride and groom don't eat.
Yeah. Well, okay, so this was another weird thing about our wedding.
Ooh.
Because of COVID, we couldn't.
I think it was a mix between COVID and budget. Yeah, because we were trying out meals.
Well, we were before, and then with the new regulations, you couldn't like serve food with a certain amount of people for some reason. Because then it's like a restaurant, and like restaurants weren't able to be open. And so we didn't actually have a dinner.
Yeah. So we did like
We did
appetizers
a dessert
and desserts.
buffet,
Yeah.
which I love my desserts. So that was fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
that
and
was
then
good.
like the venue did have like little appetizers for us
Yeah.
too, which we did eat a little bit of that, but
Yeah.
not much.
Mhm. Well, I remember like we would specifically go and grab stuff and bring it back to our table and then go make rounds or something, and then some overzealous server was cleaning up everything up.
Yeah. I don't even remember what we had.
Yeah, we had those little tostada things. You remember those? Those were delicious.
Those are good. I think we had little sliders too.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Maybe something else. I can't remember. Wow, this was a long time ago. That's
Yeah.
okay. But yeah, I did like the dessert bar. But I do kind of wish we could have done an actual dinner.
Yeah. But,
But like our ceremony started late too with how the venue timed everything. So
Yeah.
it was just weird.
it was weird, but it went so well.
It did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was like something you would do differently?
Something I'd do differently? I'd have
Yeah.
dinner maybe.
No.
Oh gee.
If you could go back, replan it or whatever, what would you do differently?
I don't have really any thing like that off the top of my head.
Oh, wow. So it's like a perfect day for you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, prior to in the dressing room, like me and the groomsmen were all hanging out, and we all prayed and going into it. It was just kind of along for the ride.
Yeah.
I will say the fireplace was really hot behind for the ceremony.
It was pretty warm up there.
When we
But
were-
it was like amazing looking.
Yeah, no, it did look really good. But like my legs were getting very warm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't imagine how your dad was.
Oh, he was so hot afterwards.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm sweating. One thing that I really did like.
Uh-huh.
Actually, no, we'll go into that in a minute.
Okay.
One thing I would probably change is maybe having like an actual dinner if we could, but just with when we were actually having a wedding, it was kind of hard. Yeah, but yeah, there's really not much I would want to change. It was really a great
Yeah,
day.
It ended up being really good. Went off, not without a hitch. We got hitched.
We got hitched. It would have been cool to have like a fun car or something, like a getaway car.
Oh yeah.
We just had my Escape.
It had some wheels and an engine and
Yeah.
worked and
Yeah.
got us.
But like
Back to the
our
hotel.
friends Matt and Alex, they had a cool like VW like bus
Yeah.
that they got away in, and I
That-
was
that
like,
was
that's
cool.
so cute. Should have done something like that.
Yeah. I think our buddy Aaron and his wife Alyssa rented a Corvette.
Oh, see,
It's okay.
that's okay.
that escape got us to the hotel and then to Durango for the honeymoon.
Yeah,
to ski.
it got us around a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did a lot of road trips in that thing.
Yeah, we did. What was your favorite part? Like your most favorite part of the day?
There was the first look. That was pretty fun.
Yeah. Seeing me in my dress.
Yeah, there was that moment. There was the moment you actually started walking down the aisle. The reception afterwards was just fun. Like when we got to dancing with everybody.
Yeah, that was fun.
That is fun. Just that was probably the most fun I had. But then probably the coolest moment was probably you walking down the aisle. When you
to Beauty and the Beast. It wasn't just Beauty and the Beast. It was like
it wasn't like the sweet old lady singing.
Yeah, no, it was an acoustic version that we found.
Yeah.
So there were like no words, but it was just like really beautiful, and like every time I hear it now, I just like tear up because it's just so cute.
It was your favorite Disney movie, and
yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah,
and you're like this beautiful princess person, and I'm like a big hairy beast. So it just seemed to fit.
But like, no, you look like the prince once he changes back. Yeah. Yeah, that was a cool moment. It's like one of the very few times I've seen my dad tear up.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Anytime. Yeah, that's understandable. Anytime I see a dad tear up, like.
Yeah. And he was officiating the wedding too, so like he had to pull himself together afterwards. And so how he did that was like we had prayed and then he was starting the ceremony, and before he did anything, he's like, all right, let's take a selfie.
And pulled out the phone.
It was really cute.
So how about you? What was your favorite part of the day?
My favorite part, I mean, I had a lot of like favorite parts. It was all just amazing. But I really liked it when you played the song.
Oh, that was fun. I forgot
You,
about
Gabe,
that.
and Matt all played Sooner Than Someday for me at the reception, and it was just really fun. And you're like, I haven't played with a ring before. And like, it was just really cute and fun, and I think it made the night really special and like unique for us.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it was really cute. Yeah, it was the Sooner Than Someday song that he wrote for me to propose to me.
I wonder if our listeners are ever going to hear that song in its full.
In its full, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so that was our wedding. It was really fun.
Yeah.
I thought, so I had found like a Reddit page of like some crazy like wedding moments for people.
Oh boy.
And I thought I could like read some. And,
Okay.
like, just get some reactions.
Alrighty.
So this
Far away.
is like a post. The thing, the prompt is whether it was your wedding or a wedding you attended. What is the worst behavior you've seen from a wedding guest?
Jeez. Whew.
This one says, my step grandmother wore her wedding dress to my mom's wedding.
Oh gosh.
That's
What's going on there? There's certain levels of behavior
yeah.
that, like, if you're gonna be crazy, like, you shouldn't. Don't get upset when you're kicked out.
Yeah, for sure. Like, that's just crazy. Let's see. Oh no.
Oh.
So this person attended a wedding for a young couple. The bride was maybe 95 pounds. Just a little lady. A guy friend of the bride and groom thought it would be funny to throw a big, full water balloon at the bride instead of rice. He chucked it from across the patio. It nailed her in the face, but didn't burst.
Oh no.
It just
knock her
ricocheted off
over.
her toe. She started crying. It was horrible. So, like, that must have been when they were, like, exiting the
Yeah,
wedding and, like, everyone's throwing rice and stuff. And what a jerk. That's awful.
We had it pretty good.
We did. We didn't really have any crazy people at our wedding, which was nice. This one says, at my brother's wedding, his bride's ex-husband showed up uninvited, drunk, and several of us had to escort him quickly out of the church since it was obvious he came to ruin the ceremony.
Yeah, you need like a squad,
A
like
squad.
to like
Yeah.
be ready for those kinds of things. It's like-
Yeah. Yeah, that would be crazy. All right, let's do one more.
It's like the groomsmen are like the security squad.
Oh no. At my friend's wedding, one of her friends ended up proposing to his girlfriend. Best way to take attention from the bride and groom and put it onto yourself. Kind of ruined the bride's day. Oh.
That's yeah.
You
What
never
sucks is-
do something like that at a wedding.
What sucks is that was probably just, they weren't even thinking. They just thought it would be, let's add to the day. And
Yeah. Oh, you never take away the attention from the bride and the groom. Nope. Mm-mm. It's their day. Yeah. That's rough. Yeah, thankfully we had like no crazy like family members or anything
Yeah,
that like
it was a good day.
started drama.
we weren't even really worried about drama going into it.
No. Well, I was a little bit with some things, but it ended up being pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good day.
It was a good day. Yeah. Overall, a really great wedding, and I want to do another one. Not like end our marriage or anything.
Say,
but,
the way this works.
like, I don't like that you only get one with the same person. I like want to stay with you, but I want to like do another party or something.
Yeah. Plan another big party,
Yeah.
just to have fun.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to end us with a dad joke now.
Okay. I'm ready.
Why can't you hear a pterodactyl going to the bathroom?
I know this one.
Oh, you know it?
Because they're dead and extinct.
That escalated quickly.
I'm totally kidding.
Because they're dead and extinct, duh. Because the P is silent.
Yes.
But okay, let's see if I can find another one. How do you make an egg roll?
An egg roll?
You push it.
I was going to say this one's a lot simpler than it.
That one's stupid. What would bears be without bees?
Ears.
Dang it. All right, these are bad. Well, I hope one of you enjoyed one of those dad jokes.
I enjoyed.
Okay. They're dead. I can't get over that. That was awful. But really funny. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, go ahead and like it, subscribe, rate. Go follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Sooner Than Someday Pod.
If you didn't like it, hit the dislike button twice.
No, we don't need to do that again. We already said that. You already said that.
It's important information.
Hit it twice, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good day. Good podcast. Thanks for
Okay.
listening, everybody.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys
Sooner than someday.
Sooner than someday.